بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome you again, wherever you are. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome all of you, wherever you are. Welcome you again with this lecture, Fatwa Life. The first question today is actually, it is a continuation of a question that we finished with it last time, that we talked about the whole time last time. It was documented about the explanation, the misinterpretation of the ayah of Allah, where Allah said all those who believe, and the Jews, the Christians, and Sabi'in, those who followed Ibrahim, who believed in Allah and the hereafter and did good deeds, they have their reward for their Lord, and there's no fear on them, and they'll not be saddened. Some people, they use this ayah, and some of them, those who are studying about the correction of belief, because they say everybody, they are equal with Islam, all are in salvation in the hereafter, and there is no correction of saying the only way of salvation of only Islam, or to make the paradise only for the people of Islam only, beside anybody else. So what is the correct thing? We did go in details, and we said that the Quran, when he talked about this ayah, about these people, before its fabrication and tampering with it from those who belong to it, and before the supervision that Allah has sent with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the ayah will means that the believers who believe in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and those who followed Musa on his original religion before tampering with it, and the Christians who followed Isa, peace be upon him, and they were on his footstep before it was changed, and the Sabi'in, those who followed Ibrahim alayhi salam, from the religion of Ibrahim and Ismail and Ishaq before the change. All of those, and only those that Allah has complimented them about correct belief in Allah and the hereafter and the hereafter. Those are the ones that deserve that promise from Allah. They get their reward from their Lord, and there is no fear on them, and they're not saddened. Those before it was changed, and before it was, but the people of the book, after the coming of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they have no choice. Is to believe. They are not included in this ayah because they did not believe in Allah and the hereafter, nor did they do good deeds. Whomever believed in Allah, who did not believe in Allah, those who said Allah is three, or one of three, or that Allah is Isa ibn Maryam, or said that Isa is the son of Allah. With that belief, you don't accept any good deed, because the bottom part with Allah will avoid any action. Allah said it was inspired to you and for those who were before you. If you have put partner with Allah, then all your deeds will be voided and you're going to be among the losers. But Allah worship and be among the grateful. The disbelief or the people of the book who changed the religion of Musa alayhi salam and Isa, peace be upon him, and they denied Isa or Muhammad, what is known from Islam by necessity, because Muhammad was sent to all humans, Arab and non-Arabs, those who were given the book or others, because every prophet used to send to his people only, but the Prophet was sent to all humanity, and all people are required to follow him. Allah addressed the people of the book and said, oh, believe in what I have sent, that is supporting what you have. And don't be among the first who disbelieve in it, and do not sell my ayat and buy something cheap. And do not mix the truth with the falsehood, and you hide the truth, and you are known. Allah said, oh, you believe in the book, believe before we demolish faces and we take it back on its backs, or we curse him just like we did the people of Saturday. And Allah's matter is going to happen. Allah does not forgive those who put partners with him, and forgive to whomever he wish after that. And whomever commits shirk with Allah, he have committed a great crime, a great sin. So anyone who did not believe in Islam from the book of the book of others, he is disbeliever, because Allah said, and who seek anything beside Islam, it will not be accepted from him, and he is among the losers. We had discussed that last time, and we talked about different evidence. But this has a response. What does it mean? Does it mean that we are in the extreme of to the extreme, and to destroy the nationalism between and the harmony between different religions, Muslims and non-Muslims? Does it mean that allow the extremists to suppress others who are next to their or who reside with them? Too many questions in here. This destruction of the destroying the nationalism and allowing the aggression against the others. Too many questions that is bringing a lot of worry. So we wanted to put some principles. This belief in faith has nothing to do what is the basics in the Sharia, that fairness and goodness is the only way to deal with the civilians, Muslims or non-Muslims, globally and locally, and to guarantee their rights and to keep their covenant and to be there for their losses in their family, and to graduate them into anything beside the religion and faith, any social things, and to have all types of cooperation politically and socially, and to exchange the expertise, all types of parts of the life. And from the uh, and to ask them to the path of Allah with the goodness. And the change of religion has nothing to do wrong on someone or take any of their rights. Umar ibn Khattab said to a Christian woman, embrace Islam, you'll be safe. Allah sent Muhammad with truth. She said, I'm too old and death is too close to me. And Umar said, oh Allah, bear witness, I did tell her. And then he said, no compulsion in religion, and he left her. And you cannot even backbite them. Just like when you backbite a Muslim, it is forbidden. Also, the civilians, you cannot backbite them. Except for the person that you are fighting. You can talk about him, it's different. Because that takes his prestige. And with his war or with the sword against us, you gave you. But with the civilian, no. It is forbidden to backbite him, to talk about him bad. Because with the covenant, he received the same rights we do. Also, to stand with their good deeds and to be grateful and to order for it. And we have mentioned what happened with the Prophet ﷺ toward Al-Mut'am ibn Adi, who the Prophet ﷺ went into his protection when he came back from At-Taif. And Al-Mut'am, he took his kids and his relatives and went to Al-Kaaba, and he said with his sword up, I have given protection to Muhammad, and I tell you to leave Muhammad alone, and if you touch him, you have touch me. These noble things, the Prophet ﷺ remembered it at the day of Badr, and he said, if Al-Mut'am Adi was alive and talked to me about these prisoner of war, I would have given it to him. And he told Hassan bin Thabit, or Hassan bin Thabit said a poetry, talk about the good characters of Al-Mut'am, who lived as a disbeliever and died as disbeliever. Also, Amr ibn al-As, المستورد القرشي told him, the hour will come in and the room are more the people. He said, be careful. He said, this is what I heard from the Prophet ﷺ. He said, if you told me that they have 4 characters, they talk about the Christians, the Rome, that they are the most calm people when there is a calamity, and the first to rise out of calamity, and the least who will leave the battle, and the best for needy, and the last one beautiful, and they are most who will stop the oppression of an oppressor or a tyrant. We have mentioned also that the Prophet declared in the battle of Battle that he have forgiven al-Bakhtari ibn Hisham because of his effort to take that covenant to boycott the Ibn Talib or Abdul Muttalib. So he said, see al-Bakhtari, do not kill him. Also, this does not interfere with the nationalism, with the way this is an American, this is British, this is Egyptian, this is German. This belonging to, that's a natural feeling, as long as does not become of a hamiyya of the old. Allah Azza wa Jal made His people nations not so they could oppress each other, and the most dignified are the one who is biased. If the Muslim is part of Islam in religion, is part of the society in nationalism, and there is no contradiction between belonging to the religion and belonging to a country, as long as that nationalism has nothing to do criminalize the truth or to the practicing of the religion. Also, loving the religion does not contradict of the relationship and kinship in the social of the natural love. The person loves his wife, whether she is people of the book or not. The Prophet ﷺ, he loved his uncle Abu Talib. That's the natural love between son and his uncle, as long as you don't help him with something that is wrong. To help each other does not contradict the international law of helping the oppressed and helping the one who's in need, even if they're not Muslim, and to stop the tyrant, even if he's a Muslim, because this is the enduring of good and forbid evil. And I tell you, if the brotherhood, when he said to the religion, the brotherhood of religion does not void any other blood brotherhood or the national one, and the light that does not take the rights of others. So the brotherhood, there is different circles that work together, not contradict each other. The best circle is the brotherhood of the religion. And this differences in faith does not contradict of having multiple religion and to protect the practice of the religion and their religion, because you allow people to practice does not mean you follow them, and because you part of the society, you bring people together no matter what is their beliefs, but there is some duties that is required for honoring the blood, the wealth, the health, the honor. Also, that does not contradict from participating of all the nation to bring the best interests for the whole, no matter what is their religions and color or social status. And this is what brings the binding of people's society. And that does not contradict of people living together, where the blood is protected, and people can travel peacefully and live peacefully and trade peacefully and to work together into all the interests of life, because Allah made the earth as something for all His creations, the Muslim and the Muslims, where they share the air, the water. Allah give each one from the given of your Lord, and it's no restrictions on Allah's given. And that could not stop the protection of the civilians, whether Muslims or non-Muslims. They have what they have, and we get what we get. No one can participate in oppression war, whether under the Islam or otherwise. And they can help any oppressed that asks for his help, and he's capable of helping, whether he is from the Muslims or the Muslims. And look at the hadith where Prophet said, whomever gave the one of the civilians, killed him, hurt him, or did anything wrong to him, those who does it, they will not see the smell of Jannah that could be felt 40 years away. And this does not contradict that the non-Muslims, they have their way of uh, and what comes to clothes and food and marriage and divorce. In the Muslim countries, in Egypt, for example, direct example, the Sharia, they talk about the laws for non-Muslims, and they have their own court that ruled by the religion. That's right. The Muslims in the West, they do not have that. The Muslims, they have their own courts. They have their own court system that can take care of their affairs. And you will not graduate in Azhar unless you understood that law of non-Muslims. The last point that contradicts with the indulge positively to the Muslim society that you live in outside Muslim area. The and it's very important you don't go with someone who's changed with you in the religion, and you do have the honor of the human being as a human and their rights, as well as the peace, um, protecting the family from violence, protecting the community from secularism, and so this is completely different on the negative, where you mix all the religions together, and to find a, a theological belief that demolish everything before. This is a cheating that that I know it goes beyond the norm. So I hope with this clarifications we have wiped the doubt that some people put last previous time. So we go back to the second question. One of the people is asking The way it was written, is it you supposed to write it the same way Uthman ibn Affan did at the time of the Sahaba to today? The answer, yes. The writing is you should not change it. It was written in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. The whole followers of Muhammad ﷺ agreed, and it's very clear purpose for it, because this bring protecting the Quran in the long way. Allah said we had descended the Quran and we are protecting to it. So it will be recited the right way is part of protecting, and the way it is written when it was descended. Since it was written that has 4 different recitation. So from the wisdom is to keep it so the change wave will not touch it. The change that went through different words. But if you write in 1 ayah or 2 ayahs to teach, this is a different issue. But when you take the Mus'haf, you take it from the. But if you put parts in an exam, nothing wrong with that. Ameen. Malik was asked, do you write the Mus'haf from the people that had changed? He said no. He said no, only on the first written. He said Adani wrote no one a change. Ameen. Ameen. That's wrong. To who is supposed to take care of the parents from their kids? The male or the female? Girls or the boys? The sons are married and they're outside the country. They pay for the expenses. And the daughters, they are with their family. So who's supposed to take care of them when the parents get old? Who is supposed to take care of that? Male or female? Whether take care of them or the expense? The answer, to take care of the parents, it is from all of them. It is an honor. They need to compete in it. Allah said, and with that, let them compete. Obviously the responsibility on the fathers is father. So she is in her husband, and the right of her husband is superior to her. And you at the dispute, it takes just like the time of your right. In the MJA decision about the rights of the parents, beautiful things. We have to talk about it. The fathers on their parents, they have a lot of rights. One of them is to be good to them, even if they're not the same religion. To be good to them and to honor them and to take care of their needs and take care of their shekucha. So the son don't raise his voice on them, and you not hear them, no matter, not even with the son. So take care of their rights after death, to make dua to them, and to have Allah's mercy on them, and to fulfill their promises, and to honor their and to take care of the kinship that will not be anyone but the husband, and there is no difference, and no one can exceed the rights of the other, and the kids who are capable of getting more money or to put on the parents, partially or fully, depends on their need on that, and it depends on how much. So if one of them, but that he pay the nafaqa, he should not go back to his bed unless there's a specific. Don't be miser. لا إله إلا الله استغفر الله عليه الصلاة والسلام. Is there a difference between asking mercy on the deceased and the? There is very clear when it comes to the Allah, and Allah said that. But to ask the peace, it is from the istighfar, but especially with saying Allah Azza wa Jal, with those who disbelieve in Allah and the Messenger, and with Allah Azza wa Jal saying, my those who believe in our signs, who follow the Prophet, the illiterate one, that they find him written in the Torah or Injil. He's ordering what is good and forbidden from what's evil, and take the burdens that's on them. So those who believe in him, and I want to stress on something else. This opportunity to demolish the and happy that we are going to certain areas to stop that the active intensity, and all religions they agreed that it is a crime. If it was not for the mixed they did, because of we will not have to enter all of this, and we could have talked about. I tell my brothers and sisters, don't be afraid of those who do not believe. They are taken to a different venues to take you from the path that everybody needs to understand and know. This has become national and Palestinian, Arabic, Islamic, and it has to be directed in a matter that could benefit the just rights. he is very happy that he are bringing an issue, and he discussed our feelings and made us go against it. So we should not be busy with that. The rule of uh, I did not have any question about the goats. We will extend inshallah and we'll talk about. Maybe you need to write your question in details and to send it to me inshallah. If you don't get the answer, I hope it does not miss you next time. Is the fines, the tickets you get for that bath, they give me fines more than original price. All of this went to debt collectors. Anyway, if this is from the east, I take it to the people of east. They know the situation in their area. The one who take loan, it is only his loan. If you multiply by 2, 3, is wrong. You are just supposed to pay, get for the origin of the debt. So if you are asked of the origin of the loan, he should not ask you multiplication of that unjustly. I'll take it to the knowledge of the people that happened to him. They can bring the right verdict. I hope they will answer from what they see by Allah Azza wa Jal. The intention, the first part of divorce. So what is the suri? We, when it is proven among the court, someone said to her daughter, "You are divorced." We take it from what he said in religion. But between him and Allah is the one who does. The judge go with the site. But there's a difference between someone who wrote the divorce did not mention it to write it from the types of divorce. Does not be divorce until the intention. As a Muslims, there is a court divorce, whether it is for immigration, whether it is personal. They did not mention the divorce, and the intention was not to do it. If it is like that, that's not a divorce. The divorce does not happen except with intention. A brother with me, he married, did not go with his because of not feeling happy. He decided to divorce. She already bought the furniture. He's gonna give her all the dowry. The furniture is not part of the dowry. So I put the rules. I take it of the local virtues. If you divorce them before you touch them and you have given them an obligation, they give them half. Unless they forgive all those who have the dowry that is required, that is half and half before the intercourse. The origins that the man starts his and his on it, and it's not for the daughter. But on some sites, there will be a list. It will be said this part of furniture is part of the dowry. If it is that what is known, it was list with something written, then it becomes of dowry that you have to pay it in half. These issues, these rules, how you practice it depends on a person who will look into it, to listen from this side and the other side, and look into it, and they decide from what Allah says. I don't want a woman who's unhappy with her husband or vice versa to use my fatwa from a distance to declare more on the other party. I'm just giving you the rules. You take it to an arbitrator who's going to look into the issues and then rule accordingly. Dear brother, sister, we'll stop here today. Shall we continue Monday بإذن الله تعالى.